everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Star-State Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com, here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, April 3rd through Sunday, April 9th, 2017. This is the first full week of the month of April that we have, and April is a 5 universal month in a 1 universal year, which means that it's going to be full of different changes and freedom energies and redirection energies and a lot of things going on. And actually there's a lot of astrology going on in this week as well. For this week we're going to be using the Angel Tarot deck by Doreen Virtue, and your special message card, depending on your stone of choice, is going to be coming from the Ascended Masters Oracle Cards deck, also by Doreen Virtue. So we're going to start by taking a look at your stones of choice for this busy week ahead. And also I want to mention that the April monthly angel card reading is up on YouTube as well. So be sure to look at the monthly angel card reading to get a full idea of how the month is going to go overall. Okay, so your first stone of choice here. This is actually zoisite. Now, all of the stones that I chose this week are busy stones. I like to call them busy and kind of complicated. And I'll show you what I mean by complicated. You can see the zoisite here. It's a green stone and it's got little black blotches all over it. And again, another word that I'm going to use for these stones is what you see isn't always what you get. And there's a reason for that because of the energies of this month and even this week. What you're seeing around you happening is maybe not always what you get. And you can see that as I turn over the zoisite, look what it looks like on the other side. So what you saw on the front isn't what it is on the back. On the back, it's a lot of dark black stone energy. The other interesting thing about the zoisite is, I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit of ruby here. That little red blotch is raw ruby within the zoisite. Okay? Now zoisite actually helps to enhance trust in the universe, and the ruby part is very good for helping to heal trauma from this and previous lifetimes. Okay? So enhancing trust in the universe and healing trauma from this and previous lifetimes. All right. The second stone of choice is snakeskin agate. Whoops, let me see if I can hold this up here. It's almost a little slippery in my hands. Snakeskin agate. And again, you can see what it looks like on the side. It actually looks like a snakeskin, and the snakeskin agate can be some different colors and some different designs in it. And again, if I turn it over on the other side, it looks a little bit different. So what you see isn't always what you get. The snakeskin agate helps to initiate the rise of Kundalini energy, okay? And the Kundalini energy is that feminine, powerful, creative aspect of the universe. So it helps with actually change and transformation, which is what that Kundalini energy represents. It's that rise of the creative, feminine life force energy, kind of the birth of an energy. And then your last stone of choice, this is called septarian. Septarian is a yellow stone that has a lot of little brown blotches. And again, if we turn it over on the other side, we have a little bit different design here. Okay? Now the septarian, this helps with spiritual uplifting. So if you need spiritual uplifting, this is going to be very helpful. This helps also with the communication with Earth Mother Gaia. And it helps to bring unconscious knowledge to light, okay? Bringing unconscious knowledge to light. So all of these have a very powerful aspect to them. Again, your stones of choice is the zoisite that has a little bit of ruby in it, the snakeskin agate, and the septarian. All right, so let's talk about the astrology for the week. And as I said, it's kind of a busy week. So we start out, and actually we're skipping from Monday and Tuesday into Wednesday as far as the first significant thing going on. And on Wednesday we have Mars and Taurus, and it's making a positive aspect to Pluto and Capricorn. Now you are going to feel that building Monday and Tuesday as it comes into connection, and its exact connection on Wednesday. Mars is our forward momentum. It's where we take action. And while it's in Taurus, it takes slow, deliberate, step-by-step action. It's not fast-moving when it's in Taurus. But as it connects in a positive manner with Pluto, and Pluto is this planet of transformation and power and change and regeneration, this is going to bring a lot of powerful, important movement. It might not be fast movement, but it's going to be powerfully transforming whatever this is. This can actually bring in a rise of kind of that sexual or kundalini energy because of the Mars-Pluto energies. But again, this can also be within our career and our life path and money and finances because, you know, Taurus kind of rules money and finances, and Pluto in Capricorn, you know, is about our life path journey. It's about the transformation of our life path journey. So this is going to bring some sort of powerful energy to a head as we go through Monday, Tuesday, and again up until Wednesday when it hits its exact point. On Thursday, the 6th of April, Saturn turns retrograde at 27 degrees of Sagittarius. Now, if you remember last week, I believe it was last Sunday, well, Venus actually turned retrograde a little bit a couple weeks ago, but it retrograded back into Pisces last Sunday. And now we have Saturn turning to retrograde motion as well. So it's joining Venus in this retrograde cycle. Jupiter is also retrograde. So now we have Saturn retrograde. Okay, and Saturn retrograde is going to internalize the energies of Saturn. Saturn is about where we feel restricted or limited. It's also about earthly lessons. It's about teaching us things, okay? And in the sign of Sagittarius, it's teaching us about our belief systems. It's teaching us about our perception of things. It's teaching us to look at things from a different perspective, and it's also teaching us about judgments that we may hold within ourselves, about ourselves, or maybe about our lives, or maybe about other people or things or circumstances, because that's what Sagittarius is about. So as Saturn turns retrograde at 27 degrees of Sagittarius, it's going to bring things up a little bit and intensify them with this shift of direction, okay? And then again, we're going to internalize that energy as Saturn is retrograde for some weeks to learn where we're judging ourselves and to learn to look at things from a different perspective and to actually come into and move through karmic situations from the past and even past lives, because Saturn rules karma. It's going to help us to move through and heal and release a lot of that. On Friday the 7th, the Sun, which is in Aries, is opposing Jupiter, which is retrograde in Libra. Libra is the sign of partnerships. Aries is the sign of the individual. So we have the Sun in Aries, which is our identity. And it's about us as far as an individual and our strength and courage. And it's opposing Jupiter, which is about our belief systems in Libra, partnerships, relationships. Now, I'm going to skip ahead for a moment and move to Saturday, because the Sun on Saturday is going to be challenging or squaring Pluto. So it's part of a T-square between Friday and Saturday. And again, you're going to feel this building up throughout the week. The Sun opposing Jupiter and squaring Pluto over Friday and Saturday is really bringing something to a head as far as our ideas, our belief systems, and our realizations about relationships, partnerships, equality, balance, compromise, diplomacy, all these things that kind of deal with our interactions with one another. Now, also on Saturday, there's something else going on too, and that's Venus retrograde in Pisces squaring Saturn retrograde in Sagittarius. Now, because Saturn just went retrograde this past Thursday, it's actually going to intensify this square energy between Venus and Saturn. And Venus is the planet of relationships. So I feel like there's definitely something going on this week in regards to relationships. And this could be romantic relationships, business relationships, friendship relationships, family relationships. Venus squaring Saturn on Saturday is going to, I think, bring up some feelings of worthiness, so that we might be challenged in our feelings of worthiness or deservedness. And we might go back to past patterns or past feelings or emotions that we had regarding feeling like we deserve, you know, blessings in our life, or deserve that relationship, or deserve to be abundant, or, you know, deserve to be happy, or whatever it might be. Now, the Venus squaring Saturn coupled with the Sun, making that T-square with Jupiter and Pluto, is really kind of a powerful thing Friday and Saturday, as far as, again, our boundaries with ourself and our paying attention to our needs, our wants, and our desires versus those of other people, and making sure that, again, everything's equal and balanced. If it's not equal and balanced, then we're disempowering ourselves in some way. On Sunday the 9th, Mercury goes retrograde, okay? So now we have, in total, we have Jupiter retrograde, we have Venus retrograde, Saturn went retrograde Thursday, and now we have Mercury turning retrograde. It turns retrograde at 4 degrees of Taurus. It's going to retrograde over the next 3 weeks back into Aries for a time. But again, we know with Mercury retrograde that we don't just feel it when it first turns retrograde. We're going to be feeling this all this week, and we've probably felt it in the previous week as well as it started slowing down. Mercury is the planet of our ideas, our communications, our thoughts, okay? And of course, being retrograde in the sign of Taurus, or at least starting out in Taurus, it's again dealing with our resources, our finances, our support, you know, money matters. And again, our sense of worthiness, which is our belief systems about how worthy and deserving we feel. As it retrogrades back into Aries, then we're focused on, you know, the internalization of the ideas and thoughts we have, again, about ourselves, and about being independent, and about being self-sufficient, about being strong and courageous, about moving forward on our path. So again, a lot going on in this week, and actually, just to jump ahead a little bit, we're actually building up to a full moon, which is going to be next Monday, Tuesday, the 10th and 11th. And we'll save that, of course, for next week's video. But just know that a lot of these energies, we're building up towards a full moon in Libra that's going to happen the beginning of next week. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at our cards from our angels and guides and see what messages we have. We turn over the first card here. Okay, no surprise, but we have the Lover's card, okay? This is Major Arcana number 6, and it says, intimate relationships, carefully weigh your decisions, good health. I always get a little confused about the good health thing, but I do often find that along with being about relationships and partnership matters, that the Lover's card is also about making a decision. It's kind of about being at a crossroads and needing to make a decision about what to do or which way to go. And a lot of times too, interestingly enough, the Lovers can relate to our life path, our destiny path, and our career path as well. And I think that's part of the idea of the as above, so below, because the number 6, if we think about it as far as a geometric shape, it's the Star of David. It's an upward pointing triangle and a downward pointing triangle that's intersected. That makes the Star of David configuration, or we can also call it the Merkaba configuration, which again is as above, so below, which kind of brings in the whole kind of life purpose sort of energy. Now, Archangel Raphael, of course, is the healing angel. So I feel like we're, with all these energies that we have going on, and like I said, some of it seems to be building up towards some relationship things. So Archangel Raphael is here to help us heal whatever is imbalanced, whatever is not working, wherever we might feel disempowered. I feel like there is going to be things going on within relationships with other people this week. So again, it says carefully weigh your decisions. In other words, don't make any quick decisions. And because we're going into a Mercury retrograde, I would say if you can, hold off making any important decisions, whether it be about relationship, money, a career, or what have you. Wait until Mercury has gone direct, if at all possible. Now let's go ahead and turn over the second card and see if we can get more information as we move along. Okay, so the second card for the week is the 5 of Air. In the traditional tarot, this is the sort of suit of swords. And the 5 of Air says, an unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everyone's motives. So this can mean a couple of things. First, I feel like as we look at these 5 unicorns, they're kind of all chaotically together in this little group. And a lot of times what this is about is kind of gossip or challenges with other people, challenging communication, because again, it's the suit of swords, so it's about communication and our thoughts. This is also about internal chaos and internal uncertainty and feeling chaotic within ourselves, within our mind. So again, there's so much going on astrologically this week. I'm not surprised that this is a card that has shown itself. Again, they're reminding me to mention that April is a 5 universal month. And if we add 2017, which equals a 10, and that is the universal year that we're in, and we add that 10 universal year energy to the month of April, which is the 4th month, we actually get 14 before we reduce it down by adding the 1 plus the 4 to equal a 5. The 14 is a karmic vibration, and again, going back to listen to that monthly energy forecast for April will be helpful, because I do talk a lot about the 14 there. But this is about karmic issues of freedom, okay? So we're dealing with some karmic situations here, and I feel like it's going to take a lot to kind of sort out what's in our own mind, as well as sort out the communications with others, because we know as Mercury is getting ready to go retrograde, it causes miscommunication or misunderstandings. So make sure as you're communicating with other people this week, you're being very clear, and you're also being clear about what they are saying as well, okay? All right, let's turn over the last card. Okay, the last card is the 8 of Fire, and the fire suit is the suit of Wands. So this is the 8 of Wands in the traditional tarot, and it says, events moving at a fast pace, delays are over, many things happening at once. I really zone in on that many things happening at once phrase, because again, that's another indication of the 5 energy that we're in for April. This is going to be a chaotic month with a lot of changes, a lot of redirections, a lot of things happening, some surprising energies that come in. Some of this is initiated by us, especially because we're in the Aries time period now, so we've initiated some changes, but some of these changes are going to come about without us taking action. Basically, it's universe's way of saying, okay, we need to go this way instead of that way, or I'm pushing you gently into this direction because you need to go over here. So we're going to be juggling a lot of things, taking care of a lot of things at the same time, and there's going to be a lot of change happening very quickly. That's what the 8 of Fire is about. If you look at the energy here, there's no semblance of order. There's a lot of interesting things going on, different colors, different things moving in different direction. The wands are 8 wands are going in all these different directions at the same time. So it's quick and fast movement. Doesn't mean that it's negative. It just means that we're being kind of heralded into a different area, a different decision, a different direction very, very quickly. All right, let's see what our angels and guides have for a special message for us. Again, this is the Ascended Masters deck. We're going to take a little bit of a breath. Take a breath with me, and we're going to call in the Ascended Masters along with our angels of the highest vibration of light and ask for whatever special message we need to know for the people that chose the Zoisite stone. So we're just shuffling and looking for Zoisite people. Ooh, like this one. This is Ganesh, and the message says yes. Okay, so Ganesh is the god that helps to remove all obstacles. He is known as the remover of obstacles. So if you feel any challenges or obstacles that are in your path to move towards anything, call on Ganesh to remove those obstacles. He often works with Lakshmi. Lakshmi is the goddess of prosperity and abundance, and they often work together. Again, this can be prosperity and abundance of a financial nature, but also, you know, with happiness and joy and blessings and unconditional love of the universe. So call on Ganesh again to help you and assist you in moving through any challenges or to remove any obstacles. Whatever it is you might have a question about, if you had a question before this reading started, it looks like the answer is yes. It looks like you're going to be given a positive sign of what you thought to be true. I'm not going to say that this is you know, yes, in the sense that you're going to get what you want, because your question might have been, maybe about a relationship, and maybe wondering if a certain person or a certain situation in your life and your career path was a certain way, which may not, may be asking if it's not in your best interest. But whatever your question was, it looks like the answer may be yes. Okay? All right. So for those of you that chose the snakeskin agate, people, this one keeps calling my attention. Snakeskin agate. Come out of the closet with, okay, I might pronounce this incorrectly. Amaterasu. I know I probably pronounced that incorrectly. I know one of you out there probably know the true meaning or the true way to say that goddess's name or that ascended master's name. But the message of come out of the closet, it's time to come out and own your power. It's time to come out and stand in your truth. It's time to come out and move forward on your path. Stop hiding, okay? And that's not in a negative sense, because maybe you needed to pull back your energies for a while. Maybe you were doing some self-healing. Maybe you were doing some reflecting. Maybe you were going through something with the family or whatever it might have been, and that's okay. But now it's time to come back out. We are in the Aries energy, so that really makes sense. All that Pisces energy we had a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, we were doing a lot of healing in a lot of different ways here. So it's time to now come out, be more strong, be more courageous, be more independent, take action, make something happen for yourself. I feel like this Ascended Master is here to stand by your side and help to direct you through the next step to take, the next decisions that you need to make for yourself. And then for those of you that chose the Septarian, let's take a little shuffle here. Okay, this one actually keeps calling me. Septarian. Go now with Serapis Bay. Go now. Whenever I get this card for myself, I'm always like, okay, go now where? Go now where? Where do you want me to go? And I feel like you've definitely been given guidance, is what I'm hearing. You've already been given guidance as to the next step to take and where you're supposed to be going, okay? Going doesn't necessarily mean you're physically going somewhere, but it could be about a direction you're supposed to be going in or something new you're supposed to be studying. And it could very well be about moving or relocating, I'm hearing for some of you. So apparently you're supposed to start putting that into action now. There's a lot here with regards to your sense of courage and willpower, as there's a lot of golden yellow light here. A lot of light even emanating here from the heart chakra as well. Even the crown chakra is lit up, but it's all a lot of golden yellow color, which to me is about having confidence in that you're making the right decisions, making confidence that you're moving in the right direction. So pay attention to the guidance and definitely move forward. You're being surrounded and led by those of the highest vibration of light, I feel. And you're being guided as to the next step. If you don't know what that is, ask what it is, sit back, surrender, be open, and you'll get an answer. You'll get some sort of information in some way, shape, or form as to what that might be. All right. So I hope you've liked this weekly angel card reading. I want to send all of you much love and light, and many, many angel blessings until we come together again next week. So namaste to all of you. Thank you, all of you. I love all of you. Blessings.